Hello and welcome to the Federal podcast on India-Australia Test Series. I am Aprameya C. After a fascinating day's play on day 2 of the second test in Delhi, Australia holds a slim advantage with a 62-run lead. Now the contest has turned out to be a one-innings shootout. The visitors, taking an aggressive approach, were 61 for 1 in 12 overs in second innings at stumps. Earlier, India fought back through Akshay Patel and Ravichandran Ashwin. At one stage, the team was struggling at 139 for 7 after Nathan Lyon's 5-wicket haul. Akshar and Ashwin had a crucial 114-run partnership. Akshar top scored with 74 while Ashwin contributed 37 to keep Australia's lead to just 1 run. Virat Kohli's fighting innings of 44 was cut short by a controversial LBW decision. To discuss today's play, we are joined by senior cricket writer R Kaushik from Delhi's Arun Jaitley Stadium. Thanks, Kaushik, again for speaking to the Federal.
The pleasure is mine.
Kaushik, you were there at the stadium watching all the action unfold. How do you describe the day's play today, Kaushik?
This is what you call a classic test match day's cricket. Everything. It had everything. There were runs, there were wickets, there were partnerships. The one team went on the ascendancy, then the other team bounced back, and then towards the end of the day's play, there was a nice little cameo from one opener who was not supposed to open. So it had just about everything today, and it was a great spectacle. There were more than 22,000 people watching the game at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. They added a lot of color, a lot of atmosphere to the match. Obviously, once again, India's top order was exposed by quality spin. Nathan Lyon had a poor game in Nagpur, bounced back brilliantly here, was the leader of the bowling attack for Australia. And once again, the depth in India's batting, the all-rounders that they have, the spinning all-rounders were able to contribute with the bat. Bailed the team out to a large extent and kept the lead down to 1. But I think Travis Head's knock has pushed Australia in front. If they had been 35 for 1, let's say, at stumps today in 12 overs, then that would have been a different story. But now they're already ahead with 62 runs, and they've scored at 5 runs per over. So I think India will have to go back and work out how to respond with the ball when the opposition is coming at you, because we have seen boundaries below. There were 9 fours and 1 6, and in those 12 overs that we spoke about, which is a lot of boundaries to concede in a short span of time towards the end of the day's play. So I think there is work ahead of India in this match yet.
Right, Kaushik. Earlier I mentioned about Kohli's controversial LBW decision. There's a lot of debate on social media as well. So your thoughts on that particular decision, Kaushik?
Yeah, I mean, the advantage of social media is that you are writing after the event is over with the benefit of a lot of replays, with a lot of time to ponder over what one wants to say. The decision was made in quick time. The decision was made in the heat of the moment with hardly any time to react. And eventually, if the problem so much is not what the third umpire said. If we do have an issue, then the issue could be with the decision that was made on the field, because everything happens so fast. The bat is so close to the ball, to the pad, so you don't know. You're pretty much guessing a little bit whether the bat has hit the ball first or whether the ball has hit the pad first. And in his wisdom, Nitin Menon made the call that the ball hit the pad first. In his wisdom, he decided the ball was hitting the leg stump. And once he made the on-field decision, then the third umpire, the DRS system is designed in such a way that the benefit of the doubt goes to the on-field umpire. So for the third umpire to overrule or overturn the decision made by the on-field umpire, there has to be conclusive evidence. There has to be conclusive, and that is very operative word there, that there has to be conclusive evidence. And from the evidence that we saw, there was nothing to suggest that the ball hit, that the bat hit the ball first and not the pad. So if that is the evidence that is on offer to Richard Illingworth, who was the third umpire, then I guess it's a little bit harsh if we say that the third umpire should have overturned the decision, because his job primarily is to find that one single irrefutable piece of evidence that will allow him to overturn the on-field decision. And so it's just one of those things that happen in the field of play. I mean, we can make an issue out of it if we are so inclined, but that's just what it is. Technology is not perfect. The system is not perfect.
Right.
The system was originally designed to eliminate all the obvious mistakes. And anyone who says that the Kohli decision was an obvious mistake, I'm not sure that they are correct if they say that it was an obvious mistake.
And for India, it must be heartening that Akshay Patel has now scored 2 successive half centuries, and it augurs well for Indian cricket, isn't it, Kaushik?
Most certainly. I mean, Indian cricket is now in this wonderfully fortunate situation of having three quality spinners who are also three excellent batsmen. You have Ravindra Jadeja who's got test hundreds. You've got R Ashwin who's got 5 test hundreds. Now Akshar Patel is coming into his own. His returns to the ball have dipped a little bit now that Jadeja is back, and he's almost like a third spinner in this side. But to have somebody of his ability coming in at number 8 or number 9, to be able to hold his own, to be able to counteract, to bat like a proper batsman. Some of the shots he played today would have made a top-order batsman proud. He was just completely in control. It took a stunning catch from Pat Cummins to get rid of him. And yes, like you said, it's a great asset to have in India, especially when spin plays such a big part, and you have three spinners who can all more than hold their own of the bat. That's a great luxury. I mean, of course, Akshar will hardly be in the fray when India travel outside the subcontinent. That's the unfortunate nature of the sport, because you have to play the situation and you have to play the conditions. So that will make it a little bit difficult for somebody like Akshar. But when India travel outside the subcontinent, but even at home, yes, he's a fabulous asset to have.
Yeah, talking about Nathan Lyon, he was not so effective, if I can say, in Nagpur Test. What did he change today, Kaushik, the way he bowled today to take 5 wickets?
I think when you play in these conditions, it's important for you to get the hang of what pace you must bowl at, what lines you must bowl at. And Lyon received a lot of flack in Nagpur for having veered from his normal line, which is the outside off stump, fourth stump line that he employs in Australia, where bounce is a big factor. Here also he stuck to the same line that he did there, but his pace was better, his control was a lot better, and he had early success. And once you have early success, then any spinner, any bowler becomes that much more dangerous. Of course, I would also say that his cause was helped a lot by the techniques and the approach of the Indian batsmen, who were pad first, pad before that, played the wrong lines. Look at the number of LBWs that he got to line. So he benefited a lot from India's passivity, if you like. But of course, he's a class act. He's got 450 plus wickets. So a lot of wickets in all parts of the world. This is his third 5-wicket haul in India, second 5-wicket haul in Delhi. And the champions will always bounce back. So hardly surprising that he slipped into the lead spinner's role. It's not Marshall said as a factor superbly.
One last question, Kaushik. Looking ahead, tomorrow's play, what should be India's approach, and do you think, and what is the defendable score or chaseable score for India since they are batting last?
Yeah, I think this pitch is not going to get any better. I mean, we already had 2 days of cricket. It's not a terrible pitch by any stretch of the imagination, but things are beginning to become a little more difficult. The best time for the bowlers is when the ball is new. As we saw, and we spoke about it yesterday as well, that once the ball gets softer and becomes a little older, then it's easier to score, which is what Australia showed yesterday through Handscomb on the tail, and which is what India showed today through Ashwin and Akshar Patel. It would have been a different story if India had managed to keep wickets in hand till lunchtime, and then you had the specialist batsman coming in and cashing in. Unfortunately, India didn't have that luxury. So therefore, it becomes imperative now that 12 overs are gone, that India's best bet to try and get themselves back into the game is to try and get wickets in the first hour. If they can get 2-3 wickets in the first hour, put some pressure on the Australians. We know how Australia is going to bat. They have shown their hand in this test match. They're not going to sit back and allow India to dictate proceedings. So they will come hard at the Indians. They must find a way to find defensive lines when things are not going that way, when the batsman is coming after them. So that will be a big challenge. Getting wickets will be a big challenge. If you're talking about a target, I think the way things are gone, anything in excess of 200, 225 will be quite a challenging target on this surface. So India's best bet is take wickets quickly tomorrow, and try and keep Australia's total to about 175, 180, and then see if we can hunt the target down.
Right, Kaushik. We'll get back to you and see what happens tomorrow. Thanks for your thoughts, Kaushik.